Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Megan and this is Megan's View. So I am coming at you this week with my pickups for the month of February. And basically this is my very first pickup. So pickups are basically where I, throughout the whole month I obviously will buy a whole bunch of stuff. And I will just do a video to share with you guys my pickups for comics. Now I think I'm just gonna stick with comics for my pickups. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know what the future holds, but because I like to do other products, like say if I do hair products or something like that. So it may change, it may vary, but pickups will come every month towards the ending of the month, just because throughout the whole month I'll be doing it, like picking up different stuff, so I just will like kind of remember and collect, like, okay, I got this certain month, so I can do like a whole thing. So it just depends, I guess. So that's about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it and let's start. So I kind of divvied them up houses. So just tried to instead of like the purchase, like what I got in order, whatever, that's how I'm like dividing up. I'm gonna start with Marvel because they're my fave. So the first book I'm gonna start with is Ironheart. Now, if you don't know, Ironheart is Riri Williams, and actually Marvel / Disney announced a while back that they're actually going to be doing an Ironheart TV series, streaming series, because it's going to be on Disney Plus. And I'm really excited about it because Ironheart, aka Riri Williams, is basically going to be the new Iron Man, as you can kind of tell within her name, Ironheart. And I believe she was created by Marvel not too long ago. I would probably say like 2017-ish or something to that effect, I want to say, only because I remember like her first rollout. I want to say it was really big, like on social media and stuff like that, because she's a young black queen who basically is Tony Stark and above level type genius. And as you can kind of see, she's going to create her own iron suit, and such as this particular one is called Meant to Be. Oh, not Meant to Be, Meant to Fly. It's also at the bottom here, but it's called Meant to Fly. So over-encompassing collections of not even a collection, it's a whole story basically. And I didn't have a chance to read the description. I just saw it and was just like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and like start picking up her comics as well too, because I've been a fan for a while. Oh, so this is collecting numbers 1 through 12 by Eve L. Ewing. I hope I'm saying her name right. But I believe, so I'm just going to read the first line. It says, Riri Williams steps boldly out of Tony Stark's shadow to forge her own future. So like the intro story of her coming into her own outside of Tony Stark's shadow. Really excited to get into that. And actually I have another Ironheart that I picked up. So I'm just going to jump right into that one. And that is Invincible Iron Man Ironheart, Riri Williams. Looks like this. I am a big sucker for like how comic their covers are. I really do love that, how they look sometimes. Like majority of the time it's always on par and on point, and the story is just there. And this one basically is a new age for as they say, new Iron Age. And basically she also made her own suit. And that's the thing about comics, is that there's also variations where like different authors and illustrators will come together to make their own story. It may build off of a previous story, so they may like build a whole like collection and stories to build up on, or sometimes people just kind of like create their own new like adaptations. So this one is another new Iron Age. Basically she is in her own suit and is like basically ready to show the world what she's about. And she ain't one to mess with, so I'm really excited. And she's coming into MCU, so I'm really excited and I can't wait to get into it. So that's two Riri Williams. Next up, actually got this Avengers Defenders tarot, like tarot cards. And basically this is the new teaming up between the Avengers and Defenders. And basically there's this villain who is going to play with their minds, like a very mystical power is going to play with their minds to put them against each other, almost like the numerous amounts of times where Avengers and X-Men, Inhumans and X-Men, and you know, teams, the superheroes are always divided up into teams where, you know, a lot of X-Men were part of the Avengers and vice versa, but then, you know, there's always that dividend divine line where inevitably some of the teams end up fighting against each other because, you know, sometimes teams are made up of anti-heroes, different values, and such as we see it all the time. The Avengers even split up, like, you know, Civil War was a thing. So I'm really interested to get into this one just because I'm just like, okay, I'm into tarot cards and such as, so I was really like intrigued just based off of that. I read the back of it. It seems intriguing of like how like a memory loss can really affect relationships and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to get into that whole thing. So I'm really excited about that one. And then next up I have Elektra. This one is called Always Bet on Red, period. And I was introduced to Elektra back in like early 2000s because her movie had came out and I used to watch it all the time when it was out. Didn't know what had to do with Marvel because I wasn't aware of like movie adaptations of comic characters and such as. But you know, that was a long time ago. And this one is like, the story behind Elektra is that she comes from a like mob type family and she is very against her family's like business and such as. So she is and became, I should say, a assassin, a ninja assassin. She was trained very well, and you know, she's very like a deadly force. So she's always been fighting against crime. You know, her boo thing was Daredevil for a time and such as. So that's Elektra, and basically she's in this book, it says she's running from her past and is trying to like, you know, keep everything low key, on the low, keep her head low and just like move about. But she's in Vegas and you can't really do that when you're in Vegas because Vegas is that big old gambling, you know, everything stays in Vegas type stuff, and it's hard to keep low in Vegas. So past ends up catching up for her still, and she's basically gonna have to like, you know, fight for her life. You know, she's gonna end up on top of some period. And the last Marvel comic is Daughters of the Dragon. Daughters of the Dragon. And Daughters of the Dragon consists of Misty Knight and Colleen Wing. Basically, they're two New Yorkers. That was really horrible, I'm sorry. But, you know, Misty Knight was actually, fun fact about it, not fun fact, but a little anecdote here is I have a blog, Femme the Comic. I will leave the link down below. Please go check it out. Femme the Comic is a blog I created because of one of my classes I took in college, keeping it on now and focusing on females in comics, period. And I do a spotlight each month, and Misty Knight is my spotlight for February. So go ahead and check out, get her history behind Misty Knight as well. Basically, Misty Knight and Colleen Wing team up. They have been, you know, good friends because they were Misty has started a PI you know, business because she was once an officer, but then an accident happened and left her like her right arm amputated. She got like a robotic arm, gave her super strength and all, and she's not one to mess with because you got the wrong one. And Colleen is also very much she's a samurai, you know, so they fight crime together and they team up, and it's gonna be great. So in this one, basically, just gonna read here. It says Misty Knight and Colleen Wing have stolen a show in the critically acclaimed series Marvel's Luke Cage. Oh yeah, because of it was on Netflix, and now they're in their own book. I think this is like probably their first book together, and basically this book takes a look at how they were, you know, like I said, team up to make up the Daughters of the Dragon because that's what they're known as. But Misty gets the job with the FBI, and Colleen's word that, you know, they're not gonna be working together so much because it's gonna follow that path, and of course somebody's gonna try to be on some mess. They're gonna have to fight that off. You know, I'm really excited to get into that because I am a big fan of Misty Knight, and watching Luke Cage and watching Iron Fist where Colleen was introduced, I'm really excited to see the new story in the book. Alright, so that was all of Marvel. I'm going to go in next to my DC comics. I'm going to start off with this collection of books. It is Catwoman, Harley Quinn, and Mira. And it says here Resist, I believe, Revolt, and Rebel. This is Harley Quinn up here. This is Mira, and that's Catwoman. But the thing is, DC had like an icon slash what is this called? It's DC Inc. So basically, they it's like a novel slash graphic novel. So it follows like younger versions of those heroines. I don't hate saying that, I just feel like I say it wrong all the time, but female heroes basically. And it's not your typical like comic book where it's always sprung into action with the drama of like fighting off crime or whatever it may be. It's more of them always coming into a new light, setting them in a new like frame where you wouldn't expect. Like it's a different story that you wouldn't be used to. So it's like aimed for young adults, so it's like that kind of like genre mixed in with making it like graphic novel. So of course, you know, because they're still baddies, they're still like, you know, fighting crime and stuff like that, or you know, they're more anti-heroes. Harley and Catwoman. Mira is always, I don't really know much about Mira, I just seen her in Aquaman, but basically that's what this is all about. So it comes in 3 different books, so that's why the books are like here. I just love the packaging all together because you can get them separately. I used to see them separate together, but I didn't like get that at the time, but now they're all together. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's a great deal just to get them all 3 together, and you know, they're like this, whatever. But see if I can get it to focus. And that's how each book looks like. So that's the Catwoman book, and that's the Mira book, and that's the Harley Quinn book. I could have just honestly took them out, and you have to do all that. But you know, we're here now. Next DC book is Catwoman. Grown, Celine Kyle, in this Catwoman Copycats. This is how it looks like. And basically this picks off of where she left Batman at the altar, and she moves to a new city, but in that new city there's already a Catwoman. And basically she moves to a new city, and there's already a Catwoman there, so it's like a copycat, like she's the original Catwoman, so who's this Catwoman here? But basically, like, in what I just thought about it, was like, you're on her turf, like, why? It's just like how there's like in Marvel and DC, there's always the theory of the multi-universe, and each universe has its own, like, you know, versions of everybody. You're in her town, you're talking about some shit, copycat girl, get out of her town. But that's besides the point. That's what this book is going to be going over, that whole thing, and I'm really excited to get into it because that's cute. That's a cute little storyline, and let's see if they gonna be friends. How you gonna step on her toes in her city? But I mean, I guess it could be conflict because, you know, someone be like, oh yeah, I'm looking for Catwoman because I heard she came here, and then she's there. He's like, boy, I don't know you, like, why are you looking for me? I heard you looking for me, here I go, like. But she's like, but I didn't do nothing to you. So I can understand the copycat stuff there, but yet you're in her town, you can get stepping if you want to. But that's my DC pickups, and that's that. So I'm gonna go into my last 3 books that I picked up during February, but the thing is, they're not under the same comic house. They are 3 different ones, which is like always so totally fine, just because like it's good to stray away from the major like houses like DC and Marvel, even Image sometimes. But well, Image, I say sometimes just because they're known, but not as big, widely known with, you know, casual comic viewers. But sorry, let's make sure I, and yeah, so This one is from Zenscope Entertainment, and this book is called Gretel. Now this is what I was talking about once again with the art, the cover art. Like, I'm looking at the camera because I'm just like, can y'all see the greatness? I'm like, the flip. So this is how she's looking like. And basically Gretel has powers because she was bewitched upon. Basically a crazy witch cursed her and gave her powers, but she has to feed off of other witches to like stay alive, but also like end up hurting her brother as well too. So basically she her and her brother were cursed during their childhood, and she has to feed off of witches, and she was also gifted the gift of premonition, so she can foresee in the future that the world is in danger, the earth is going to like be getting to a demise, and she has to stop it. So that's what this is going to follow. But of course it's going to deal with the whole trauma of her childhood with being cursed by this witch, and following that whole storytale. And ooh, I just turned in here and look at this, look at this, look at this. The drawing is phenomenal. But that's Gretel, and I'm really truly excited to get into it, because that's a unique story I haven't really gotten into before with any of the comics I have read so far. Next up, it's from Vault Comics, and it's called Vagrant Queen. This is how it looks like once again. Look at the cover art. Look at this queen. Look at her. Vagrant Queen follows this child queen, because she was a queen at a very young age, named Elda, and she was driven away from her throne because somebody wanted to take the throne, so she left. She was literally a kid and just left, but now she's coming back to take what's rightfully hers and also rescue her mother from that kingdom that she was exiled from. And that's the story that's gonna be from this book. Once again, let me see if I can find a good page to show y'all. Look, oh man, she was in action on the other page. She was really about that action boss. Like, look at her. How wow. Like, come on. She ain't one to play with. So I'm really excited to get into it and see what's going on with, like, how she, you know, was fighting everybody. Alright, and my last book for February is one I had to save for last, because I'm really excited to actually, I said it throughout the whole video, I'm really excited to get into it, but this one I'm really am. And I'm always excited to get into new books. Anyway, let me stop stalling. Parable of the Sower. This is how it looks like, and I feel like I always be second guessing myself when I be saying words, but hopefully that's correct. But this is a graphic novel adaptation of Octavia E. Butler's Parable of the Sower. And basically I read the synopsis about it, but that was a while ago, so I'm just going to go ahead and read it again. Where in the year 2024, the United States teeters on the edge of madness. The country is marred by unattended environmental disasters, economic crisis, and social chaos. 15-year-old Lauren Olemina, a preacher's daughter, is living in Los Angeles. Is protected from danger by the walls of her gated community. However, her world is ruled by fear and she is afflicted with hyper empathy. She feels the physical pain of those around her, and as if it was hers, basically. So on the top of everything else, she is opposition of her father's Baptist preaching. She is developing her own religion, Earthseed. When her gated community is destroyed, her family murdered. Oh, I missed that part last time I read it. Oh, Lauren travels north to try and find safety and to spread her new system of belief with these founding words. All that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change. Come on now. I'm getting into this, and you should too. Let's get into this. Get into all of this, but let's get into this. And once again, I'm a very big fan of cover art because I just appreciate a good cover art. I really do. Some of the best books come really packaged really well. I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, we move. Let me see how it looks like behind this. Oh, okay, okay. But yes, that is that. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below if you're gonna pick up any of these. I will try to leave links for every book, just so you guys, if you want to go ahead and click buy, you can go ahead and buy them. See if you can find it online, look it, you know, whatever you may do. Go ahead and like let me know which one you would like to see a follow-up on. But also I can do follow-ups on my blog as well too, for that, because that's what kind of like my blog is about. So once again, hit subscribe down below, but also click the link down below for my blog, and you can subscribe to my blog as well too, so you can get up to date. Those come out every Friday at noon. That's where my blog drops every Friday. And go ahead and do all that. Fem the comic, it's the movement, it's the vibe. You already know. I'm looking now because I'm looking at Parallel Sower and it's really right down in front of me. Like, come on, I'm really excited. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Bye.